Grab your joysticks and hold on for dear life because this is the Third Wheel Arcade, a live streaming gaming podcast that streams every Friday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And I'm coming through my own headphones because I do that every fucking week because I can't figure this shit out. But here we are, easing it in with our fantastic third wheel this week. Before we get to him, just remember, go into YouTube and please subscribe. We are a brand new show starting from scratch. We could use people to share and just subscribe and hit the little bell button so it'll tell you when we're going live so that when we're late, because we're always late. But over in the treehouse, I have my fellow co-host, Dan Rodriguez, eating, I believe, what must be the Chinese food.
No. That
was Rolade?
Rolades. I got some indigestion. So it's pretty bad. The heartburn, acid reflux.
At no point in the 30 minutes before the show did you say, I'm going to take one before the cameras are live.
Yeah, listen, I didn't say I didn't. I've been sucking on one for... Yep. I immediately regret saying that. Okay, so... yeah, I'm doing good. It's been great.
Speaking of wallop. But our third wheel, we're very excited about. This is somebody that Dan and I have wanted to do stuff with for a long time.
This whole fucking intro and we're like the most sexual intro I think we've ever done. It is so kind of hard.
If I could,
it's gotten to that point.
Well, that's the Rolades, right?
Yeah, it might be.
I've been so excited to do this, and I'm so excited that we can have the graphic designer extraordinaire. You've seen his work on, I think, every podcast in history. The best logos you see, that's all Diego.
Sean? No, Sean? Are you talking about Sean?
Oh, no.
Nope.
It's Diego, our third wheel, Diego. Yes. Or as Dan would like to call him, Dinero.
It's Dinero.
I am the Dinero.
Welcome.
AKA Danny Trejo.
Sexy Danny Trejo.
Dude.
Cindy Brady.
Sexy Danny Trejo. And our beautiful stallion. How's it going, Diego? What's it like to be on Third Wheel Arcade, this show that you've watched for years and years and years?
It's great. Finally have me on.
He's been asking for years.
Years and years.
And finally, we've been such assholes.
Dan's just, big time. And he's like, no, I've got indigestion. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had to bring him Chinese food.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I wonder why you've got that indigestion as you eat Chinese food live on the air.
It's not. Anyway. So, Dinero, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing? You a family man?
Yep, I'm a family man. I got 3 kids. 22, nice. 11, and 2.
That is some space.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
It is some...
I was very undecided.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I love it.
I want to ask more questions, but I'm not going to do that.
Why not? Ask him some questions.
I don't want to ask him baby-related questions.
Maybe not.
Baby making.
Babies. Right.
I want you to... We'll keep that in the post show.
Oh.
The Patreon after show.
Right.
The After Dark show. Exactly. Diego, how is making art? Is it fun?
Yes, I love it. The only hard part really is trying to find the time to sit there and create something, basically, because you're starting with a blank canvas the whole time. So.
I think that's what surprises me so much about the stuff that you do is, and I said it when you did our logo, everything you do is so significantly different. Like you did our logo and it was just so different and cool. And then you did the logo for my fiance Tanya's crochet shop, and that was completely different than anything I've seen you do. It's just so badass. I don't even know how you figure out these ideas, like where this comes into your head.
It's not easy.
Yeah, well, I can't do it at all. So yeah, it's not easy at all.
No, I'm terrible.
I don't know if I've said this on the show, but before we announced our show, I just wanted to kind of have something ready to go. So I made a logo just so we could announce it. And
I remember that. That was awesome.
Dan was like, "Sure, yeah, let's do it." And Diego, I think, sent me some like head shaking gift. Like, please don't do this. Don't do this to me. It hurts. Diego was like, "I'm gonna get on it and make one quick."
Right.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God he did. I was just being nice. No, you know what though? I mean, anything, art related. I mean, any kind of creativity. I know all then you do stuff with, like music and intros and stuff. And Diego's. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not just the podcasts and the banners and the logos and all that stuff. I've seen the posters that you do for some of those. Posters by things. Man, they're all good. They're just all good. I mean, and we are really, really lucky to not only know you, but to also have you in our pocket if we need anything right away. So it's awesome stuff.
And he's super affordable too. Like, so if you know anybody looking for artwork, please give this man a call. He's very, very. I try to get him to raise his prices all the time, and I hope he does. And I know that because I've paid for several of his artworks. And even some of his artworks that I wasn't supposed to be paying for. So it's that easy to pay for.
It's really, really easy.
Really easy.
You've got a PayPal account.
PayPal, just PayPal me. 25 doesn't matter.
See, there it is. That's for everything. No matter what it is, it's a $25 fee.
Just 25.
We've thrown it out there.
I was trying not to say the dollar amount. That way, if like a week from now you wanna raise the price, people can't go, "Well, I saw this video."
Yeah, prices suck.
Depends what they want. I could do 25 and higher.
What's the biggest like the most expensive? I mean, you don't have to be specific as far as like who it was for, but like the biggest, most extravagant piece of art you've ever done and sold. You ever done anything like outside of like games or podcasts? And I mean, I know you have, just anything like that.
And sold? I don't believe so. I don't think I've ever had a real huge order in a sense outside of Twitter and the gaming and the community.
Right on. That's awesome though.
Have you ever been commissioned by anybody to do any erotic fan art?
Follow-up question: would you do it, please? Yes.
Dan and I have this stuff for the show we've really been looking at doing.
Yeah. We'll talk about that after the show.
Man, we're really hyping up this post show that no one's going to be at.
I know. we need to just do like a post show, just record it and then put it on later and then edit it heavily. Probably we'll need it.
It's just making faces and like a constant like beep sound, and then just like the occasional hand gestures, like.
So what kind of games do you play, Diego? How long have you been gaming?
Well, since I was a little kid, really. Started with Atari. Yeah, I'm not sure which one. Everybody always knows which one. The 2600. This, I'm like, I don't know. It was an Atari. Like,
yeah, it was fucking Pitfall, man.
Dude, yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun. Went from that to Sega Master System over to the Genesis, and just kept on gaming from there.
So you weren't a Nintendo kid?
No, I wasn't. I was not a Nintendo kid. But oddly enough, I remember all the Nintendo games, but we never had a Nintendo in the house. It's strange. I don't know if my friend next door had one. I don't know who had one. But I remember all the Nintendo games, Metroids, the Contras.
You blocked out where you saw it, but not the games themselves.
Did you? So you've played them though?
Yeah, I played them.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah. Like I've never played Super Mario Brothers ever.
What?
I was waiting for that. No, not me. No. I was just waiting for that to drop. I was like, oh shit.
No. I played all the games and
right on.
Yeah, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like as a kid who was probably artistic more so than I was drawn more to music. Well, we'll talk more about this later, but I would imagine Nintendo games were very artistically different than Sega games, right?
Yeah. I think Sega was targeting more. I don't want to say teenagers, but
They were for
it was
sure.
more like non-family friendly, I guess you could say. Yeah,
And sometimes that cartoony stuff is a lot more free to be artistic and different.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Mario alone is a lot more artistic, I guess, than Sonic. Sonic's just this weird hedgehog that they stretched into being a person.
I was big into Sonic.
I was too. Who wasn't?
Yeah,
but
I was
still.
big into Sonic.
Talking shit.
Yeah, but all right. Well, that was it. That was the one episode we did with him.
Yep. We've lost everything.
We did this episode and then the post show later. For some reason, he came back.
Our intro is just going to be music from now on and a big blank screen. Son of a bitch.
It's going to be my old logo that I made.
Pop that up there one time. What the?
Oh,
you should tweet that out. You should tweet out the original logo.
All right.
You should.
Maybe I will.
You should. Absolutely should.
What have you been playing lately, Diego?
I started Red Dead.
Fuck yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, okay.
Great. It totally sucked me in. Yeah.
I haven't
really got very far though.
What chapter are you on?
I just started it the other day.
Okay.
So I'm not very far in.
Are you still in the snow?
No, I got out of the snow, barely.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Out of the snow.
Yeah. And I wanted to play Astrobot this week, but I didn't have my VR.
Nice. What happened to your VR? Oh, you won that VR. Yeah?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yep.
What
do you think of a VR?
I like it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
All right.
I thought it was going to be kind of cheesy. And, you put it on, you're like, whatever. But you put it on, and it's immersive. You know, you're looking around, you feel it, and it's a strange feeling too, because you feel like you're in motion, but at the same time you're just still. It's really trippy. But I like it.
Did you get sick playing it?
I did not get sick. I just had a faint, like, queasy feel, but never full on sick. I didn't have to take it off. And
that queasy feeling, though, can grow into a giant monster. That's what happened to me with Skyrim, where I just started going, oh, this is kind of weird. What is this? My stomach doing? And then 20 minutes later, I thought I was dying.
You're like,
what have you played in it yet?
I've tried Resident Evil. And then just the demo disc it came with.
Okay. Yeah. Dan, you still haven't tried Resident Evil in VR?
No, I got to one point in the actual regular game where you get out of the car and walk around some trees, and then there's this big, like, I don't know if it's like dog or deer skeleton thingy hanging there, and that was it. That was the end of it. I got it's
like 3 minutes in, isn't it?
It's like 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
There was a corpse of some sort, and the birds like all of a sudden went, and they flew all over the damn place. And that was it. I was done. I was like, well, that's enough of that game.
Dan's like, I started playing. I didn't get very far, but I saw this scene that it said like copyright Capcom,
yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this. Can't do it.
I got to press start. End of it.
Yeah.
Press A to continue. Sign in. Like, no, I mean, that's I can't do them, man. I can't do them. I've got Rush of Blood on the VR, and I thought about trying that out. Then I was like, no, I just can't even look at the cover art, and it's is enough to turn me away.
Rush of Blood is kind of like cheesy horror, though. Like, it's not. I didn't find that even slightly scary.
Yeah, but I'm a giant pussy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, always remember.
Always remember Dan's a giant pussy.
Giant pussy. That's what's going to say on my hat next week. What have you been playing, Alden?
Well, I've been playing. Huh?
I said I can take a wild guess.
Well, I've been playing 2 games.
You look thinner.
I probably am. I think I can't. All right. So I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber. I've been playing at least an hour a day. I looked up a thing online, and it said that there are people who've tracked Beat Saber now as far as exercise goes, and if you play on the higher levels, you can burn up to 500 calories an hour. And I said, well, I love playing this game, and I need to work out and burn calories. Why don't I just commit to doing this for an hour every day? And I feel like I'm dying, kind of. I've gotten really good at the game, but my thighs right now, like right in the middle, I don't even know where to describe this, right between my knee and my hip, it feels like everything's going to fall off from there down.
It's like your nip.
No, I don't think that's where my nip is.
Well, that's what it sounded like. Anyway, it's about to fall off? What'd you say?
It like hurts, like right here.
Oh, yeah. Put it higher.
Later.
That's after show again.
This entire show is hyping up this show that we are not doing.
Now, on Beat Saber, do you have to use your legs a lot like that?
You do, because there's a lot of spots, especially as you get further on into expert and stuff, where you have to duck out of the way of the I don't know what it is, even this like void that comes at you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have to like move left and right, but also just like the constant moving and stuff that you do is it's hell on your legs. I didn't realize it. It's hard on your arms too. But I can't. At some point yesterday, I just went, "What the fuck did I do to my legs?" And then I realized it was Beat Saber. But that said, I've always loved rhythm games and been really good at them. It's one of those games that I'm just kind of good at. There aren't many of those, and but I've always, even though I'm good at rhythm games, been a really bad dancer. But I'm pretty sure Beat Saber is making me a fantastic dancer. I mean, I play those games on expert, and
how is Beat Saber making you a dancer?
Well, because
hold on, wait. Now I see my son play this game. All right, and he does it like a cheerleader. So like he'll start and he'll have his move controllers up like this, and when he's done, like he goes down to one knee and like throws his, like he's actually doing some kind of routine, and it's hilarious because I think he forgets that we're watching him do this, and he's gonna be embarrassed because I have several videos of him looking like a weirdo.
Every single time I stop playing, I pull up my phone and make sure that there's not a video going viral that my fiance Tanya has taken of me Beat Sabering, because you completely lose yourself in it. Like you do these expert songs and you feel like a fucking badass. You're just like, and then
it's just like that.
Yeah,
it's exactly how it sounds.
Like this is my and I do that. Like I do like I like swing the. Here we go. This is good.
Oh man!
Like, I'll hit the notes and then just like twirl the baton like I'm like Darth Maul, like a Jedi, and then I'm just like shaking my hands and just going crazy.
Interesting hand movement. Yeah, I feel like I could lose 500 calories by rubbing one out in less than an hour. In fact, in probably about 30 seconds. So
yeah, but
as
then
far
you
as
fall asleep.
Yeah, but that's okay because it's exhausting and super relaxing. So, and
it's the only time I'm happy.
Right, it's way cheaper. That's how I do it, man. So
it is. It's a lot of work, but it's so fun. Sure. I mean, and I'm a music guy, so I play a lot of rhythm games, and I'm a huge nerd. But this game actually feels just so great to play. When you cut through the beats, like the move controllers vibrate in such a way that it really feels like I just fucking did that. Yeah. You feel so cool. And then you talk about it to people on a podcast and you realize what an idiot you sound like, which is what I'm going through right now.
Yeah. You know what? It's awesome. I'll back you up. It's really, I can't do expert. I can do hard level right now, but my kids are much, much better than me. But it's a really fun game. It's just like, we used to play like Rock Band and stuff all the time, and I still got the guitars. Don't have the drum set, unfortunately. But I mean, there's times when when I first introduced my youngest kids to it, they were complaining about it, and then so we had the mic going and a guitar and bass, and I was sitting there on my my recliner, jamming out, foul jamming, going like crazy because I used to be able to do that on Expert. So I think Mr. Big's song came on, "Be With You," and my kid's like, I can't sing this song. I said, give me that motherfucking mic, hold it right there, and I sat there and I did Expert on guitar, and I think it was like medium or whatever they have normal on vocals. I was just rocking. My wife was laughing at me. I sounded terrible, man. I rocked the hell out of that shit, and I was like, fuck yeah! I almost broke the guitar after I was done. I was like, man, I'm awesome. Things like that, you can do that stuff with, and I can see it in Beat Saber too, because you feel like you just kicked its ass. I love that game.
Yeah, I love it so much. It's probably my favorite VR game. Astrobot's really good. Moss is incredible, but Super Hot. Super Hot's a close number 2. Have you played Super Hot yet? Still,
I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to buy that for you guys. It's so like, do you guys know the premise of the game?
No, I know it came out for Xbox. It was free, and I had no idea what the hell it is.
Don't play it unless you play it in VR. I'm sure it's fine, but the VR adds so much to it. It's like a Matrix simulator. So you're in the game, but nothing moves unless you move. So, and in fact, nothing moves unless your head moves. So as you're standing still, these people will shoot bullets at you. And then if you stay completely still, that bullet's stuck right there. So you just maneuver your head out of the way and the bullet just slowly goes past you.
That's badass.
Yeah. And then you use your hands to like knock the guns out of the guy's hands, and you can like catch it in midair and like pull it down and pull the trigger. It's really badass. But Beat Saber's taken my number 1 spot, but Super Hot's really good.
I will buy it as soon as we're done.
What's that, Diego?
You need the move controllers for Super Hot.
I think you do.
Okay.
Yeah, for both Super Hot and Beat Saber, you have to have the move controllers. Moss and Astrobot, you actually can't use a move controller, so that's great. So I was a day 1 adopter for PSVR. VR is what I've always, since I was a kid, sitting there playing Pitfall, that's what you would think. It's gotta be so cool to be in this game. And what was the movie where the guy was in the game in the 80s?
Tron?
Well, there was Tron, yeah.
Lawnmower Man?
No, wasn't there one with a kid?
Oh, God
I don't know.
Damn it.
Somebody will tell me this and I'm going to feel like an idiot.
Hey, 4 people in chat. Help us out. Even though 3 of us are right here. Who the hell else is in chat that can help us out with the stupid
talk.
80s video game kid movie? I don't remember.
But anyway, I always wanted VR. So as soon as it was announced, Oculus was announced first, I was all in on Oculus, and then PlayStation announced PSVR, and that became my next looking forward to thing, especially because my computer, even still, let alone then, can't handle Oculus. I'm like 1 iteration of video card too low. But when it first came out, the experiences weren't like blow you out of the water, long titles. There were a few short ones that were really great. The Batman one's really good. But everything kind of for a while there, obviously Resident Evil, but everything for a while was this short little kind of experience. That Job Simulator was great, but it wasn't a thing that you really cared about the story or wanted to go in constantly. You played through it and then you were good. But now it's getting to the point where that backlog is so good. Like there's 24 amazing games, and not to mention the long ones, the Skyrim that you can play through now, and Resident Evil that you can play through for hours. Just PSVR as a whole has become so much more of a viable medium. So to have these $200 sales that are going on right now, it's exciting for me to see, even though I'm a little jealous because I spent $500 for mine because I got it day 1, and everybody else is out going, I just got it for $200, and I'm like, well, that would have been nice. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. It's just really cool to see that it's exploding the way it is all of a sudden. Like I feel like everybody in my Twitter has gotten one in the last 2 weeks.
That's okay though. Yep. It's fantastic.
It seems like it's finally hitting its stride with real good games to show off the immersion and everything about it.
It was The Wizard.
I see.
With
I was
Fred
gonna
Savage?
say that.
No,
Yeah,
he wasn't.
that
Was
wasn't.
he in the game?
He wasn't in that game.
It wasn't like in the game. I thought you meant the movie you were talking about.
But the Wizard.
God damn it, you fucking.
He wasn't in that. That was like the one where he played Super Mario 3, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
don't know. It was a VR game?
Yeah.
Stupid Google.
Stupid Google.
Fucking Google.
Anyway,
It's got
while
Tobey
Dan,
Maguire too.
huh?
I don't know. It's got Tobey Maguire.
The Wizard does?
That's his debut.
Go ahead and read us the entire cast list of the Wizard right now.
No. Right.
What have you been playing? Oh, I've also been playing Hollow Knight, which, by the way, is a really great game. I didn't know that,
Yeah.
and everyone's been saying that for 2 years, but it's a really good game.
It is a great
I
game.
think it's on sale right now, isn't it? On the PSN flash sale? Yep.
Yeah.
So less
Yeah,
than $10.
there's a really good flash sale going on right now if you have
25.
a PS4. If you have $25. Most of the good games in there I already have, but if you just recently got a PS4, fucking go nuts. There's so many good games in there. Daniel.
I've been playing.
Yes.
I've been getting back on Red Dead only because I wanted to see some of the stuff I missed. I finished Hitman 2, which was great. Damn, what else have I been playing? Beat Saber. I've been playing a little bit for VR. I tried Moss out, Astrobot. I got Creed. If you think Beat Saber will whoop your ass, that game kills you. I mean, it is tough, man. I got in there, and even just the practicing and just, you got like the bags, the punching bags, and I don't know what the hell they're called. There's probably some kind of scientific name for them.
Yeah, I got Knockout League, which from what I can tell is pretty much the same game with a different skin, and that's nothing against anybody. They made really great boxing games, and how else are you going to make a boxing game in VR? Right. My only problem with Knockout League is it felt like too often in a match it wouldn't register my move controller well enough, and I would swing and like it wouldn't hit on time, and then I'd have to, I don't know. It always frustrates me when a game doesn't read the things the way it should. Did you have that problem at all with Creed?
No, I don't think so. It was pretty smooth, pretty reactive. I only played just a little bit. I got super tired after one round, so I was barely skimming by. I also, what I also tried this, and I got sick playing Moss for just one little thing, but I tried that free Spider-Man Homecoming VR.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. So I was like,
I heard that was really shitty.
It's like it is. It's like 5 minutes long. Okay, but you start on top of this apartment building, and basically that's where you're at the whole time, and you could do different things with your web blasters, like web bukakis.
Sexy.
And it is pretty bad. Well, like right behind you, if you turn around and look, it's all there, and it's what is it? It's a ledge of the apartment. So I bent over trying to look at it, and I fell on the couch at my friend's house. And then I was like, God damn it. And so then at the very end of it, you like zip up to this crane, and it's not that wasn't really bad, but then this helicopter's coming at you, and it wants you to zip to the helicopter and fly away. And when I did that, I also fell down. Again, I was sitting there. I mean, it wasn't all the way to the floor, but it was pretty bad. So
I think that's my favorite, and I love VR, but my favorite thing about VR is watching people completely forget what they're doing and where they are.
It happens a lot.
I'll never forget watching my stepson play Job Simulator for the first time, and just like completely nonchalantly was like, all right, I got to stop for a minute, and reaches out with the move controller and goes to put it down on the table in the game. So he just goes and just it just falls to the ground.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's my favorite shit. All right. So you've been playing Red Dead 2, huh?
Yeah, I mean I finished it. So I finished it, a week or two ago. I kind of wanted to go back and just try it, see some of the stuff I missed. It's just a really good game. I mean, I have my problems with it, but it's so you can't deny it's amazingness, if that's a word.
It's not.
Not shit.
Did you play VR? I mean, not VR.
Have you played online?
No, not yet. But we can talk about that because that is our first news piece.
You didn't have to say that. We could have segued.
Segue.
Does it work when you scream about it?
Yeah, it really does. I think it's better.
Okay.
That's the best segue we've ever had.
Segue!
Segue!
Does it need the finger guns too?
Segue! Finger guns! Segue! So, Red Dead. Let's talk about some news, dudes. And we'll get into our main topic here in a little bit. So, Red Dead 2 online releases to underwhelming reviews. It's in the beta. Not everybody's playing it until today, I think, actually. Okay? Right? So, my question to you is, Red Dead got just amazing reviews. 10s all over the place. But now that the online is released, should it be judged together as one piece, one game, or should those be separated and stand on their own? Alden, go. Why haven't you thought about this?
I don't think so. Well, I thought we were going to throw it to Diego.
I can go first.
Ease him in a little bit.
I can go first.
Diego, what do you think?
Diego.
Segway!
No, I don't think they should be judged together. No, because I think, online it's such a different beast in a sense of it's like its own game in its own right. The things you can do in there. I haven't played it personally, but if it's anything like GTA 5, it's just its whole nother world, and it's different because you got assholes in there just killing you and whatnot. So I don't think it's fair to judge it with the main campaign
being as big as it is.
Yeah.
I think that's what Ains kind of said too, kind of alluded to.
Yeah, so Daz just said in the chat too. He's not going to touch it until he's done the campaign. So
yeah, I probably won't touch it ever. It's a good chance. I played a little bit of the first one, and I wasn't, super engrossed in it. I'm sure this one's going to be bigger and different and stuff. And most of the reviews are, I guess, less bugginess and more to do with the online microtransaction stuff, which really, until it's fully fleshed out and you can actually see everything being part of it. It'd be unfair to actually give it a review now as opposed to here a little bit down the line. But I think you look at games like Battlefield 5, for example. So when the reviews came out for that, everybody trashed on the single player stuff and some of the multiplayer stuff. But it was judged as a whole. Now it's not nearly as big as Red Dead. Obviously not even close. So, I'm in the camp where I can see that being separate, but it's really technically the same game, but it came out, a month later. So it's kind of hard for journalists and stuff that are doing these reviews to actually, make that, wait for 30 days to, because they're, people want to know, especially about the single player campaign. So I can kind of go either way. If it were released on the same time, I think maybe you could make that argument that they could, you can judge them both and put them together. But like you said, GTA 5 is just, it's its own thing. It's so much different. And
it's constantly evolving. Yeah.
Right. It's always something. I didn't play it. I don't think I played any of it, actually. No, I did. I played like 2 hours way back in the day.
It really is a completely different game, though. I haven't played it at all. I got GTA 5 when it came out, and by the time online came out, I was bored with it. But I've got friends I've got a friend who doesn't play GTA 5. He never played GTA 5. But you ask him what he's playing, he says, "Oh, I'm playing a lot of GTA Online." Like, it's a completely different game to him.
Right.
And he plays a lot of GTA Online. But every story he tells me about it, it makes me go, oh, that's why I'm not playing. Like, oh, we were running around, we were doing this, we got this, and then somebody killed us, and it really sucked. All right, well,
I've seen some of those videos already from Red Dead, and they're, you'll see like these guys talking, and then somebody will sneak up on them and like lasso them, and then just take off on their horse, which is hilarious. But unless you're that guy getting hogtied and lassoed and taken down,
right? And
that's probably still a little bit hilarious.
That's my thing. Like I don't have a lot of time to game. So for me to take my time to go and what I was reading in the article that I read last night, and obviously I still haven't played it, so take this with a grain of salt, but the guy was saying that it takes so long to get from point A to point B in this, and to get where you need to go. It took him 15 minutes to go and steal this wagon. And then while he's on his way back with the wagon, 20 minutes later, some guy just runs up, shoots him in the head, and takes the wagon and drives off. Like, that would suck so hard. I mean, it's one thing if it happened a couple times, but this is the kind of game where you're encouraged to be an outlaw. It's going to happen all the time.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, playing with shitty people was kind of part of the experience in Sea of Thieves. But even then, I don't think it happened to me so much that it ruined the experience. There were a couple times where it was kind of like, damn it. But it was fun enough that it was just like, you know what, it happened. Plus, treasure chest didn't get you shit in that game. So it didn't really matter if you lost one because you weren't any closer to getting that new outfit.
Yeah.
You had to do 12 hours of gameplay to buy a shirt. But
and that seems to be what Red Dead is up against now too, according to what the people are saying. It's just the way they monetized it, and they can change it. I mean, it's they'll I'm sure they'll iron out all that stuff, because I don't see it being GTA 5 level huge online, or GTA Online. It won't be, but I can see it getting pretty big, and everybody loves the main game, so I might try it out and then say, that's basically what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't even care about online games at this point. I play some with Ains. I play some Battlefield, and that's about the limit of my online excursions.
How has Battlefield been going? I haven't played it at all.
It's really, we had a really good time. I mean, that's the part, when you get in those squad-based games like that, it is what you make of it. I mean, yeah, there's some little issues here and there, but every game has got little issues. So, we have a good time playing it. I'm the kick-ass medic. I'm crazy good. I'm not even going to lie.
Do you feel the way after you heal somebody that I feel when I finish
There was a part when we were playing it, and it was a snow map, and there was just this valley, and we were trying to advance our team, and we were just getting mowed down. It was just like it was just bottleneck. It was just so bad, and I just sat there and just constantly just tossing up. I mean, I don't know where I got all these med packs, but it was like, dude, I was just like, woo, 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 woo. I think I went like 2 and 7. I still was like 5th, I think, in that game or something like that. Because of all the people I healed. I run out there right in the middle of the shit. I stab the guy in the chest. Get up, you stupid son of a bitch. Whatever it is.
Florence Nightingale over there.
No, man, I'm fucking what's his face from Andrew Garfield? Is that his name?
Spider-Man?
From Hacksaw Ridge, though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just fucking over there. Yeah, let's go. It doesn't matter to me. I shoot somebody once in a while. I get shot a lot. It doesn't matter. That's not why you're there. You're not there to kill people. You're there to save them. That's my role.
It's a completely different role that you don't expect to hear about when somebody's playing Battlefield 5, and you're just like, yeah, fucking saved you, motherfucker!
I saved so motherfucker. It was either that, and there was one match where I got into like an anti-aircraft gun, and I sat there for like 10 minutes, and I would be able to shoot these planes every once in a while when they weren't, like, the placement of these guns were so bad that I would there was buildings in the way the whole time. I was like, what the hell? Who put this here? I mean, this is the worst place for an anti-aircraft gun because you can't see any planes. And you like see them pop between buildings and you'd be like, yeah, boom, boom, 5 damage. And that was it.
Battlefield 5 doesn't have any loot crates though, does it?
Not yet.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, Segway! Segway. Speaking of loot crates. You ever seen those fucking loot crates?
That's my favorite cereal.
They're delicious.
The FTC is investigating loot crates, right?
Loot crates.
So explain the difference between a loot crate and a microtransaction and all that mumbo jumbo.
I will explain the difference between a loot crate and a loot crate, but I don't know the other difference. Oh man! All right, so yeah, what the hell is the difference? A loot crate is something that you get with loot in it.
It was fucking bad.
I think the loot crate is what it is random, and a microtransaction would be buying that exact item, right?
What the hell did you ask me for then? God damn it. The damn answer. Bullshit, Diego. Put me on the spot. It was nice though. It was good.
It was good. Yeah, like a microtransaction you're gonna get in Fortnite, where you buy your V-Bucks and you get your Swearbear skin for $20. Whereas the opposite is in PUBG, where you can pay. Well, I guess, can you buy crates? Yeah, you can buy crates, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you buy a crate with a randomized clothing item, and you don't even know what you're getting. So, the question is whether that's gambling, because you're going to spend $20 in Fortnite to get this dumb bear, but you're going to do it because you made a nickname for yourself and you have to. But you know what you're going to get when you put that $20 in. I could put $5 into PUBG and not get the shirt I want. So you know what? I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it again. And then before you know it, you've spent $40 trying to get this shirt, and you still don't have the shirt you want to get. So is that gambling? Kind of, right? Like,
in the white world, yeah, that's gambling. You know,
I've always said that I would much rather spend more money and get the thing that I want to get than to have you give me a $2 option to throw into my game and get who knows what.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I've paid some money for stuff. Some seedy times in these games. No, but yeah, I agree. I mean, why? I don't like the crates. My kids love that shit. Like, they'll get, their gift cards for their birthdays or whatever, and they go directly. Like, one of them, it's actually, they're different because they're the twins. One of them will get the Rocket League keys that unlock the crates. The other one will go and just get V-Bucks. He's got like 9,000 V-Bucks because he's, I don't know, the saver, I guess.
Is he a saver, or is he doing like illegal activities to get V-Bucks?
No, I mean, I've given him the money, like he got like $50 for his birthday. He put that straight into V-Bucks, and he's just sitting there.
I've never seen a child in my life save V-Bucks. Yeah. Every child gets V-Bucks, and they're sold before they even get on their console.
I guarantee you he has probably close to 8,000 right now if I went up there and checked. Yeah. But he's like, I'm going to wait because there's going to be something I want really, really bad maybe next season. So, and plus I gotta pay for the battle pass. I always tell him I'll pay for the battle pass, which isn't that much. I said, but and now that you can trade stuff, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this for him and he's going to trade me this back. Wait. I'm like, wait a minute.
You can trade stuff now?
I think that's what they're releasing here shortly.
Okay.
I just heard about that. So yeah, you can start trading with people. You got to watch that shit too, though, because I think he got into a Save the World match and traded with the kid, and then he booted him from his server and kept all of his stuff like a douche. So
yeah,
he was really upset.
They're kids, and that he's going to trade some like $2 skin.
Yeah.
Or get a $2 skin and trade his $30 skin that you got him.
Exactly.
My stepson, the youngest one, was doing the Pokemon trades, and just one day went through and gave his friend like all of his Pokemon that he'd played like 20 hours trying to like level up, and he was like, I just got his bad Pokemon. And you're like, that's a bad trade. What are you doing?
Yes. I just that's the biggest thing. It's like, listen, I just gave you $25 fucking to buy these V-Bucks so you can buy whatever skin you want and then trade it off to your friend. I'm not giving you any more fucking money. God damn it. That's bullshit. Why don't I just send your friend $25 fucking dollars?
Exactly.
At this point, I mean, why the hell would you do that to me?
When I was in middle school, I had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo for my Super Nintendo, and my friend had Mega Man Soccer, and I wanted to play Mega Man Soccer, so he offered a trade, and I had already played a lot of Street Fighter. So I traded him Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo for a very shitty game, Mega Man Soccer. And my dad was pissed.
Oh,
I
man.
can imagine.
I got, when I was a kid, I had some G.I. Joes, right? And my friend collected Transformers. I gave him like 10 G.I. Joe dudes for like a giant box of fucking Transformers. I was like, this is the best trade ever. I got like all kinds of shit. I was just like, yeah. And my mom's like, hey, where'd you get that? I was like, oh, I just traded Dave. His mom's cool with it. It's fine. No problem. And then a week later, I gotta have my stuff back. My mom's getting on my case. I was like, fuck you, dude. we sealed that deal. Dunzo.
I would kill for my old Grimlock.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Grimlock, Segway. Dragon Age game coming out soon. Dun, dun. That's terrible.
That was
terrible. That was so bad. I'm gonna do that one over.
Transformer Dragon Age.
Well, I mean, I'm just going with like Grimlock was a T-Rex. It's kind of a dragon. Okay, so there's a rumor. Not that bad.
Rumor time.
Rumor time. So there were some rumors coming out of the Game Awards show, or what's coming into the Game Awards show. One of them, which I love, is possibly new information of a new Dragon Age game. What is it? Nobody knows. Hopefully it's single player and not some stupid games as a service MMO bullshit.
It's going to be a mobile game.
I fucking will kill somebody. I will fucking go to the Game Awards and kick Jeff Keighley right in his fucking nuts. I'll do that for free anyway. Make it even worse.
I hadn't even thought of that now, and you said that out loud. I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yeah. Yep. Now I'm done. I was super excited, and Diego has ruined my excitement for my new Dragon Age game. I get to play on my phone. You guys play Dragon Age at all?
I do not.
God damn.
No Dragon Age for me.
I have not. Dragon Age is one of those games that I've always wanted to play, and I think I've bought the first one twice. I have it on PC and on PS3, and I just never got to it. Can you play it on PS4 now?
I don't know.
I thought there was talks of it being remastered, but I don't remember if it ever actually came out.
I don't think it ever got remastered. I know it's backwards compatible on the Xbox. Actually, all of them. Well, Dragon Age, then Awakening, whatever the expansion, and then Dragon Age 2. Actually, it's free, I think, right now with Games with Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then there's Inquisition, which is probably the best one, but it's, I mean, as far as like gameplay mechanics and graphics and stuff like that. But I still love the first one.
Do I need to play the first two to play Inquisition?
You can skip number 2 forever.
That sucks. Yeah,
it's so bad. I mean, there are connecting parts throughout everything. I mean, as far as, but they all can stand on their own. Also, I mean, obviously, number 1, you play as a guy, he never talks, so it's kind of weird. But he's referenced in other games, depending on your choices and stuff. The second one really does nothing for anything, but there are connections between the second one and the third one, but nothing where you're going to lose sleep over. So you can probably just go straight into Inquisition, which is probably your best bet.
I think is it on sale right now too, or did it just go off sale? It was on sale.
Always on sale, man. You can usually get the deluxe version for like $5.
Yeah,
like every other month.
Yeah, I think it was $8.99 last week.
Right.
I was about to literally buy it while we're on the show, and then I remember that my PlayStation Store won't let me log in on my app or on my browser anymore.
That's weird.
I know. I think maybe my fiance called them and said he has a problem.
Shut him down. Oh man.
Now I have to log into the PS4 to buy anything.
Nope.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play. It seems like a game I would enjoy. It's just really long, and I don't.
Very long.
I don't have more time for another long game.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, especially with the DLC, they did a really good job adding on to it. But it's and it's monotonous at times. But it's a really good story. I really like that world. I think I love BioWare. They've done some of my favorite games. Between that, KOTOR and
Andromeda.
And yeah, hey, you know what? Fuck you. Fucking Andromeda hating ass. It was a great game, and it just got enhanced, and it looks exactly the same.
And it's not BioWare.
It is. It was BioWare Edmonton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not real BioWare. It was Fileware. BioWare. Biofile. That's what it was. But I mean, it was all right. I mean, I enjoyed it. I played through it. It took me a long time. The combat and stuff was great. You know, it was buggy as hell and it had some animation issues. But you know, people just expect big things nowadays. You know, they expect when a game comes out to be functional and look nice when there's that much development time put into it. Fallout 76. I don't even know if they really did anything with that one. But anyway, I mean, and that's fine. You know, and it should be. People should expect. And then you have like Rockstar, who takes 8 years or whatever it is to put out a game.
Yeah,
and it's outstanding. You know, it's generation defining. You know, and so you know these 3 or 4 year cycles that we have. I'm trying to segue. I'm really trying. It's not going to work.
Well, I'm just really. I was wondering how does the art hold up now in?
Boom! Segue.
I didn't even finish my question.
Sorry. Oh my god, I'm dying.
Is art a thing that's ever drawn you to a game, Dan? I'm more interested in asking Diego, but I have to ask you first.
Sure, because it'll be much longer when he talks. Has art ever drawn me into the game? If I go, you know, it depends. You know, like it is. What do you consider art?
Yeah.
You know? So
I think that's a big question because everybody will view art differently.
Here we go.
So whatever draws Dan in might be different for me and different for Alden too.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you consider art, Dan?
I consider art anything that that you have to put some kind of creative process into. You know, they call movies art. Music is art. You know, obviously drawing and actual art, I guess, if you want to go to the, you know, like painting and all that, you know, it all depends. You know, I could, you know, smear paint all over my body and then run around naked, and people, I can say this is art. You know, I don't think it is, but you know, some people do. You know,
I think I've got an art boner right now.
There you go. You know, art is
keep on.
super subjective. So at least the definition is, I think. So I think you can include a lot of things, kind of like games.
Games should be art. Yeah, period.
Segue. So the New York Times put out a article this week about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how it was considered art. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we've got a couple other things coming up after that, but let's talk about that for a second. I would like to read the article to you, but not the whole thing. And
Good.
Only if I can find it.
Just the cliff notes.
Yes, some quick cliff notes. All right. Video games remain something of a second-class cultural medium, even as geek culture.
What the fuck, New York Times?
Damn it, I'm still finishing. Yet, even as geek culture has otherwise ascended into the mainstream, today's elite taste makers, I don't know what the hell that means, might be perfectly comfortable discussing the inner workings of the banking system in Westeros.
But
yep. All right. But gaming is still stigmatized, at best as a guilty pleasure, and at worst as a psychologically destructive hobby for socially stunted young men. So the perception is that video games don't really matter because they have nothing, or at least nothing important to say. All right. That's kind of fucked up. Right. Yeah. I mean, now this is just their opinion, or, you know, this is what he's perceiving, or that society perceives from gamers. Right. So this is understandable, but wrong. Yes, many video games are violent and frivolous, and the most devoted players still tend to be young and male. But the best games reveal a mass cultural medium that has come fully into its own, artistically flourishing in ways that resemble the movie industry during its 20th century peak, and television over the past 20 years, from The Searchers to The Godfather, from The Sopranos to The Americans. What connects these eras and their most outstanding works is shared ambition, a desire to be both grand and granular, telling individual stories against the backdrop of national and cultural identity, deconstructing their genres while advancing the form. And then it goes on to say how much Red Dead has elevated that perception as well. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, but now, do you think it's fair to have an article like that when Red Dead's coming out? Because I mean, God of War was. I mean,
right.
You want to talk about art? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, it seems a little. I don't want to say tone deaf to me, but it seems a little behind the times to still be talking about this. I thought, I thought this conversation was done 5 or 10 years ago. I mean, I think this conversation really started to hit a peak right around BioShock and the original Red Dead, and that kind of stuff was coming out and really changing the genre as a whole. And I felt like within a couple of years of that, everyone kind of went, oh, okay, yeah, this is art. But yeah. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird to me to see people still having this conversation. And I get that we are gamers. We inundate ourselves in this culture. So maybe we're kind of in a vacuum chamber when we're talking about this, and everyone we know agrees with us. Outside of that culture, is it perceived this way, or is this just one guy at New York Times trying to find a thing to write about? I don't know.
No, you know what? I think it could still be perceived that way, because when I used to heavily volunteer in my son's class, hearing the way the teachers would talk about gaming, it was still very, kids shouldn't be doing it, kind of, you know.
Interesting.
No, I see. I mean, it's you're right. I mean, there is, we're in that kind of vacuum chamber where it's, we as gamers, look at this kind of medium and say, okay, well, this is obviously art. I mean, obviously, the people drawing these things and animating them, they're artists. I mean, they don't, they by definition, and it's basically a movie that is interactive. So there's really not too big of a difference between the two genres, or the two different mediums, I should say. So I think it's a long time coming. And this guy, he totally agrees that, it is art, but I think waiting until this point, when you get a game like Red Dead that comes out and it elevates basically everything about the genre, not only just the artistic merits of it, but also, from gameplay to everything else. So it's been a long time coming. I think hopefully people will look at it and say, hey, that looks like a really cool game. You playing that on your Nintendo? I hope that stuff kind of goes to the wayside, and people start, and I think it will, as people that are old and don't understand stuff die out. They're gonna, and it just happens, and that goes with anything in society, eventually, things just change, right? And it's mostly because people die and people have different ideas, and
what a fucking bummer.
And hopefully what is, 40 years from now when I die, there's going to be something that I'm going to be sitting there like, what? God damn it. That's bullshit. And you'd be like grumpy old man, right? And I'm going to be dead, so it won't really matter. I'll have the inability to care. So it just changes. Things are going to change. People will start seeing these kind of games as, as art more so, down the road. It might not be, just because this article is written. Like, this guy's going to be like, hey, games are art. Everybody change their minds, Yeah. Good
point.
There was Resident Evil. I just shit myself. I was like, what the fuck? I literally looked underneath my chair here for a second. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, right. Diego, to your point, though, like, God of War is such a
I'll be right back.
An artistic experience. And so many games that have come out recently. God of War, Cuphead, which we're all supporting right now, was one of the most artistic games in a long time. Horizon Zero Dawn, Sea of Thieves was so artistically sound. I think it's just that Red Dead is such a huge phenomenon. I mean, it's the biggest game probably in history, or at least it will be by the time it's done. It's the biggest opening in history for sure. So maybe drawing that many eyes back into gaming, because I know plenty of people who haven't gamed in a long time. There's a girl I work with, and she didn't even have an Xbox until recently, where she's like, all right, I got to get one. Because everybody wants to play this game that everybody else is talking about. So maybe, hopefully, this experience brings people back in, and they go back and they play God of War, and they go, holy shit, what have I been missing? And then they go back and they find all these other experiences that they've missed out on. Does that artistic experience now? I've kind of said it to you before, but I'm a musician at heart. You know, I was a musician from the time I was born. I was always drawn to music. You know, I was drawn to Mega Man because of the gameplay, but also I think in a large part because of the music. You know, a lot of the RPGs I got into, Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy III at the time, I got into because that music drew me in, and I didn't realize that at the time, but I know that now. That I'll just hear those songs and it takes me back to that point. Does the art draw you in the same way? Because you, at your heart, you're an artist. You know, you're drawn to this. You want to create these artistic experiences. Do you look at these experiences and go, shit, like that art is just, or like, can you look at a PUBG and go, this is gritty and gross. It's not very artistically sound. I'm not into it. I'm going to go over here and play this game, Cuphead, because it's this crazy artistic experience. Or does that enter your mind at all?
No, yeah, it does. It definitely does. I think it goes into, again, my point of what you view as art. So yeah, and in comparison of PUBG and Cuphead, Cuphead is just artistically very unique.
Yeah.
So it draws me in more as opposed to as a PUBG or I don't know, any other realistic shooter like a Battlefield, whatever.
Yeah.
It's realism. It looks great. It's artistic, but something that's more let me see, how would I put it? Non-realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So God of War. I mean, you don't see Kratos walking around every day. You don't see giant snakes speaking, you know.
Yeah.
Artistically in that way draw me in way more than just your basic realism in any other video game.
Well, and it's like, yeah, the Miyazaki movies, the Studio Ghibli movies, those draw you in a different way than any other movie. And whether you realize it or not, it's just that they found a way to put together that art style so well that stands out from literally anything else. You watch a scene from a Studio Ghibli movie, and before you're even 3 seconds in, you go, okay, this is Ghibli.
Yeah, you just know. Yeah. Same with like Akira when it came out. I don't ever recall watching it when it came out. I think it came out before my time, but just watching it as a teenager, so visually stunning and just stands out that, you know, it's timeless in a sense. You know, people are going to be watching Akira 40 years from now, 50 years from now, and still talking about the art style of it. So it's great.
Yeah. But do you find yourself more drawn to those games, or does it?
Yeah,
I mean, as a whole, I can be drawn to anything. I put a lot of time in PUBG myself, and the music is not good at all in that game.
Do they even have music?
There's like that weird like it just like over and over again, like a really light keyboard playing in the background. But I still play it, but I can say 99 times out of 100, I'm going to be drawn more to a game with a more palatable, music.
Sound design, if you will.
Sound design. I do like sound design. How did you know that? Wait.
Hello.
Hello. Who's that?
Come on. I'm trying to figure stuff out.
You are an old man.
Hold on. I'm coming.
Hello. Oh, no.
It's the ghost of Professor Fastbanger.
That's fucking fantastic.
Hello, Alden and Diego. How are you today?
Hello.
I'm good, Professor.
Try to do my voice. Horrendous.
Diego, do you do that when you meet people? You try to respond to them in their voice? It might get a little offensive.
I do.
Have you ever met an Asian fellow
This
from
could go,
Asia?
This could go real bad.
I know. We better stop
I'm
right
Puerto Rican by trade.
By trade.
Yes.
Professor Fastbanger, you're a fucking racist.
Probably, but I do enjoy Coca-Cola.
Are you getting paid for this? Because if
I should be, goddammit.
okay.
All right. Hello and welcome to dramatic readings of Council Warrior tweets. My accent has changed yet again. I'm sucking on a Rolade and a pipe.
Dan was doing that too. You have stomach problems too? Indigestion?
Yes, I had some bad Mexican food earlier. Maybe later too. I don't know. I've got some leftovers. All right. All right.
Read, what tweets have you prepared for us today, Professor?
Well, I was short notice.
That's true. We are bad at planning. That is true.
Terrible at planning. Again, I need to read without these fucking glasses. All right. Are you guys prepared for this nonsense?
Diego, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Let me shit in here. All right. Here we go.
What?
Here we
You
go.
did two accents in the same sentence.
Shut up. All right. Here we go. Again. This is from Name Redacted. Did anyone hear the latest rumor from the Sony trolls? Laughing, crying emojis. Precluded by 3 dots. I'm not sure why this is terrible grammar.
Awful formatting.
Woo! Segue.
Ric Flair.
Sorry, I had to stop laughing. It will supposedly be capable of 8K at 120 FPS. Surely you jest. He didn't say that. That was me. Professor Fastbanger.
You're not supposed to editorialize.
Shh.
I'm sorry, Professor.
The only way Sony can make money is to bundle it only in pairs. That reads very poorly. 2 PS5s must be linked together. That's hilarious. 2 times 4K 60 FPS equals 8K 120 FPS in Sony logic. What crying laughing emoji? How did this get 13 replies and 54 likes?
Because they're describing the human centipede of PS4s.
Oh, that was a terrible Xbox person.
It was.
I hope they listen to this. And find me on Twitter at Professor Fastbanger.
Oh, we need that. Hold on. You keep talking while I secure that.
Yes,
that Twitter
please.
account.
Please do. All right. From the other side, from the Sony camp, we have another from Name Redacted. This one reads, Fanboy, Sony announces 3 to 4 years too early. What the fuck? Why are ponies okay with that? Same Fanboy, Xbox just announced a bunch of studios. Yes.
Was that with an A?
YASS.
Okay.
S. And 3 exclamation points. Me, where are the games? Where are the games? It's supposed to say, gee, Merry Christmas. There's 280 characters. God. Fanboy again.
Fanboys everywhere.
They're everywhere in this tweet. It takes time. ... These studios just got assembled. It's gonna take them 3 to 4 years. Me. I don't know what emoji that is. Slapping your face. Face palm. That's what that is. 3 of them in a row. Preceded by the colon. 179 likes. Oh my
179?
179. That might be a record for dramatic readings of Console Warrior tweets.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't breathe.
Get him as a wheel.
Yes. Yes.
So I have to ask, do we want the profile to be at P Fastbanger, or do we want it to be at Professor Fastbanger?
That is my God-given name, sir.
All right, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I would question that at all.
I don't even know what you're saying right now. And my throat hurts from this stupid accent.
But isn't that your normal accent?
I don't know. It's gone 3 different ways since we started this goddamn thing. So, thank you all for tuning in this week.
Thank
you.
you.
See you.
Thank you, Professor.
On the flip side.
Thank you, Mr. Fastbanger.
Professor! God damn it. My wife calls me Mister. Wait, what did you call me?
I did.
I gotta go.
Goodbye, Professor. Oh, well, that was Professor Fastbanger.
We love Professor Fastbanger
We
here.
love him so much, and we hate him at the same time.
Wow. Can't live with him. Can't live without him.
That's true. That's what I always say. That's what I've always said about Professor Fastbanger for the years and years I've known him. Do you think we get a college credit for just having this segment?
I think we should.
Yeah, I feel like we should.
Dan's back.
Oh, Dan, you missed Professor.
You did. Oh,
did you mute again? You did it again.
Mute. He's on the mute.
Fucking bullshit.
You son of a bitch. You did it again. They said it couldn't be done, but you fucking did it.
Goddamn right I did. Goddamn right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, I'm back.
How's the treehouse?
It's great. Great. I had to make sure I got out of that scene. If you know what I'm saying. Yes. All right. We are pretty far in. A little bit over an hour.
Yeah.
0 downvotes.
What?
Wow.
Keep it up.
I'm kind of offended.
I am too. Segway.
There's still time. Still time.
Segway. Diego, how much did you say it costs to have you do your prolific artistic stuff you do?
The base cost is $25.
Keep talking.
So I was thinking, has there ever been a chance or a time when anybody didn't pay you that $25?
Oh, I can't talk now. Hold on.
Oh,
We need to get off the air.
I know. Should we pause?
Yes. I'm pausing.
There's been some times, yes.
Oh no!
I feel like it happens a lot. I feel like people just don't care about the people that make their amazing art. Like,
You'd be surprised. It
that's
does
like
happen a lot.
getting Red Dead and not paying for it.
how do you do that? Right? Like twice and then a half. So, it's twice and a half times.
Twice and a half times.
So many times.
And let me tell you, you know what I can do with $25?
What can you do with $25? I was just thinking, there's a flash sale going on.
There's
What?
flash sales,
Yeah.
glory holes.
Oh,
I need socks.
Or the glory holes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
you can't go to a glory hole sockless.
Can't.
Nope.
Yes. Downvoted.
Really?
No, not really.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No. That was it. It went to glory holes and we went boom. That's the end of that. Oh
Diego,
man. I'm dead.
Diego, what would you get if you had an extra $25 right now that somebody would pay you for their art?
Would you have happened to make a list?
Maybe so.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I saw some gems in the PSN flash sale.
This is Diego's. What I would get for $25 if I had $25 because people don't pay me. Shit. All right. What is it?
Gravity Rush 2. Never played it.
Dude, how much is that?
$6.99, I think, right?
I think so.
$6.99.
You know what else was
You get
like
3 of them.
$6.99? Creed for VR was.
That's fucking bullshit.
Wait, was it?
Yeah, it's like
It was.
$8.99.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I can't buy from my computer.
No, they fixed it.
Oh, that was. Oh wait, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Back
son
up
of a
to
bitch.
retail.
Okay, I don't feel so bad now because I bought it for fucking full price 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, whatever it was.
A new game they came out, Horizon Chase Turbo. It's kind of outrun racing. Looks pretty good.
Is it less than $25?
But I don't have 25. It's $19.99.
Yeah, man. Damn. You whip some art up and I'll pay you $25 for nothing.
If I had $5 more, I could have got the new Tomb Raider.
Oh,
Hitman.
Oh, this is rough.
I'm so mad about Tomb Raider right now. Fucking Best Buy sucks.
What happened? Didn't you just buy it?
No, I still don't have it.
$25.
I bought it for less than $25. Sorry to hijack your segment, Diego,
No.
but I bought it for $23 with my Gamers Club, and I bought it for store pickup, and I showed up to pick it up, and I also got Hitman 2 for $23.
Nice.
So I showed up, and they found my Hitman 2, and the guy came to me and goes, I have a little bit of a problem. I have Hitman 2, and I kind of figured where it was going from there. They couldn't find Tomb Raider. He said, "We're really sorry. We reorganized everything on Black Friday, and everything got mixed up. And I'm not sure what happened to your game. Maybe somebody sold it. But
We lost all of our video games. All gone.
And then so he grabbed a different version of it, or not a different version of it, a different copy of it, and said, "This isn't working. It's a different UPC. They had a different UPC for Black Friday." And I said, "I need to speak with your manager." And he said, "I'm the supervisor on duty."
Yeah. So you tell him to go to hell, give him my goddamn game.
Yeah. And he said he could do that, but he would have to charge me the second time, and I'd have to wait 3 to 5 business days for me to get my refund. And I could have done it, but at that point I was angry and I didn't trust him. So I went home. And I asked him to cancel it, and he said, "I can't cancel it either. I'm going to keep looking for it. I will call you when I find it." It's been a week. He hasn't called
rough,
me.
Man. It was rough. Had you the $25 like Diego doesn't have, you've been all right.
I know.
Yep.
What else is under $25, Diego?
Detroit Become Human.
Damn, you don't have that
on
game?
for $19.99.
Yeah.
No, I don't have it yet. No, my cousin has it though. So
Some
we
bullshit,
game share.
man.
But still,
But you could be yours if you had $25.
Yeah,
Bitch. That's it. Well, we need to get on and get this guy some money.
Yep. So
You
please,
should- yeah.
Diego really is, and I had envisioned myself having all of Diego's artwork ready to go, or some of it ready to go, so I could show everybody during the show. We don't prepare very well. I don't prepare very well. I also thought I was going to have an intro song working before the show, and
Nada.
yeah, they gotta see the intro. The intro is just.
I'm ready for it, man. It'll be next week.
The intro's on YouTube. If you want to go watch it, Diego's fantastic artwork, my decent musical talents combined to make a fantastic experience. It's on the YouTube. Go check it out. Give me at least 1 downvote, or I'm gonna feel like I'm not doing my job.
Yes. Somebody hit me.
Go find Diego's Twitter, request art, look at some of the art he's done. Although, Diego, you don't have like a spot where you're like, look at all the stuff I've done.
Not really. Not really. I got a Tumblr, which I started when I first started.
Yeah, but that's all like Third Wheel Arcade fan porn.
Yeah. Big difference.
Dan's body paint.
Yeah. Just roll around on walls. It's always a little dot, like about halfway down my body, just kind of beep, beep, every time. Like big giant ass cheeks, and then a little tiny boop.
There's like an artwork where it's an artwork. Is that what you call it? One artwork, please. Where it says on the top
$25?
what Diego would do for $25, and then it's just a picture of Dan's like.
Oh yeah, that's happening now.
Yep.
All right.
So anyway, find Diego on Twitter at Dinero Primero.
Yes. Not his actual name.
Turns out.
Go figure.
Side note, Diego, I've known you for over a year. How do you pronounce your fucking last name?
What's that?
How do you pronounce your last name?
Oh, Villaseñor.
Villaseñor.
Dinero Primero. Got it.
Still Diego. Oh man.
Dan, anything you want to say before we?
No. You know what? We got another over at Season of Gaming. We've got another video coming out today. The second part of that backseat gaming. Yeah. Need to really film the other one. We're getting there. I think it might be tomorrow. I have no idea. But that comes out today. Actually, I got a Beat Saber review on their website at Season Gaming.
Nice.
You can go check that out with some pretty badass artwork by somebody that I know named Dinero. Yeah. Villaseñor.
I'm all over the place.
So, yeah, he's done some amazing stuff. We like talk behind the scenes about how awesome like the intros and stuff are between your music and his artwork. It's awesome stuff. So we are very, very lucky to have you guys doing that stuff for us. But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff on the website. We got, you know, some other stuff going up all the time. So other than that, find me here, Third Wheel Arcade. Also, Olathe, Kansas. Come see me. I'll meet you at Austin's. We'll have some chicken wings and stuff.
And stuff.
And stuff.
I watched Backseat Gaming. The first episode was last week, and I watched it, and it was a really fun show. I'm really glad you guys are doing this.
Let me tell you something.
There was a
pounds.
Huh?
But the camera adds like 50 pounds at least. Maybe
You
47.
looked fucking gorgeous.
I always do, but I mean, they look huge. It's like it took up like 3/4 of that couch, and then there was like this skinny little white stick sitting next to me the entire. God damn it, Ains.
Well, that video premiered. We ended this show, and immediately, as soon as that video popped up, Diego, I think, said in the chat, "Look at the fucking guns on Ainsley." Yeah, he is.
Dude he's buff. It's pretty nice sitting next to him on that couch. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty sweet. I'm a lucky girl.
That's it for that.
All right. See you next week.
Diego, where can people find you?
On Twitter. This is really where I'm at Dinero Primero. Yeah, here on the Third Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hit me up.
So awesome to hear that.
It's been fantastic to have you.
Yes, it has been orgasmic, to say the least.
I hope we eased it in. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Just a little bit.
It's all right.
It's a little bit of blood. Yeah, it's all right.
All right, that's it for the show. And this has been Third Wheel Arcade episode 3. See you here next week, Friday at 7. In the meantime, please like and subscribe. I was gonna have like a little outro saying, but I can't after everything that Dan just said. All right, bye guys. Have a good week.